mass housing. It would have been $10,000.
Regular meeting of the City Council is held in the City Council chambers on Thursday, May 22nd at 7 p.m. for the purpose of transacting any and all business. Notice of this meeting was posted on May 15th, 2014 at 4:25 p.m. This meeting is being taped and is live on SATV. I would ask everybody in the audience now, if you have a cell phone, please put it on silence. Thank you. All councilors are present. Council President McCarthy presiding. I ask Councilor Epley moves to dispense with the reading of the record of the previous meeting. All those in favor, all those opposed. I now ask that we join Councilor Legault in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's my understanding we have a couple guests in the chamber tonight that would like to deserve recognition. So I'll first recognize Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I ask for point of suspension of the rules to allow two visitors from Pakistan for me to give a little brief. They're on across from me, sitting in front of me. Sadat is a young lady in the red, and Tabana is a young lady in the left in the so-called black with the veil. They've been here for 2 weeks. They were guests of Mayor Driscoll. She invited them and the Mass Municipal Association to send 2 people to us. You'll recall 2 years ago we had 3. We had a police chief that was here, but this year we have Sadat, who, standing in the red, is a judge in Pakistan, and the lady on the right is a tax official in Pakistan. And they're going back to, they're going to go to New York City Saturday for a week, and then they're going to go to Washington, hopefully to see President Obama when they're in Washington. And they've been everywhere you can think of here. They actually fired a weapon in the police station. They didn't point it at me, right? So but Chief Tucker was and fire chief. We went everywhere. We went to courthouse in Boston, to a federal court. We actually went in a judge's chamber in Boston, and being a judge, Sadat would talk to the judge about the American criminal justice system. And it's interesting, in Pakistan, there was no juries. So the judge decides the penalty of the case before her. So she has a lot of responsibility. And with the council's consent, I would like to have one of them come to they know it's being recorded. We're actually going to record it and send it to Pakistan. So if one of the young ladies would like to come to the microphone and speak to the council and to the people at home that are looking, we'd really appreciate it.
Councilor O'Keefe asks for suspension of the rules to allow one of the ladies to address. Seeing no objection, seeing 3 hands. Thank you.
So Tabana, you'll come forward, or Sadat, you want to come too?
No, thank you.
She's learning.
You want to stand next to us so we can be together on TV? If you come up and stand next to it. Tabana?
Hi everybody. Good evening. I am Tabinda and I am working in Pakistan for federal government, and I am a tax collector there. We are dealing with income tax, sales tax and federal excise duty. And we are here in USA for 6 weeks. It was a public administration program. It was a joint program for USA people and for Pakistani as well. So we spent 2 weeks in Amherst, 1 week in Boston, and now it's our 2nd week in Salem. And on Saturday we would be leaving for New York City. We spent 3 days there, and then we would be in Washington, D.C. First of all, I would like to thank your mayor of the Salem city. She was such a nice lady, and she welcomed us warmly. And I would like to say special thanks to Mr. Joey Keefe and his wife, Kumel. They are such a nice people. And last but not least, to Jennifer. She is very nice, and she is a good friend of mine, and we are very happy to be here in Salem. Thank you, you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council.
Well, Council, that program's reciprocal, so you'll be leaving us when?
No, I'm not going to Pakistan, no.
Okay, just want to clarify that. We have other guests. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for suspension of the rules to allow Max McAuliffe to come and address us. We just recently participated, many of the members of the City Council participated in a program that they're doing over the Boys and Girls Club to help teach kids over there about government. And a lot of us have corresponded with various members of this group that they have there, and Max has been putting it all together. And we've seen him here before, and he's a future counselor in waiting. And
So Councilor Turiel has asked for suspension of the rules. Show 3 hands. Thank you. Max, if you would, please.
Do we actually have the recycling bin that was here before?
what do you need? They can see it.
Put your speech in there?
Most of ours are.
Fix the microphone.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go, yeah. Mr. President, members of the council, my name is Max McAuliffe, and I live in Ward 5. I would like to first thank you for the opportunity to come here today and address the council. I know that it is budget week, and it's a very busy time for you, so I'll try to make my speech brief. Last time I was here, I was four years ago. So since then, I have found the interest in following the city council elections and some of the more interesting issues around the city council. For example, the appointment of William Legault, the famous quote by Tom Fury of I Love Lucy, and he showed that by stating his support for Lucy Conchado. And let's not forget a more recent issue, the chicken issue. And I hear all the time news commentators and the average voters say our political system is broken and blame politicians for all things going wrong in this world. Well, I feel citizenship is broken, or at least not taught to a degree, especially to younger people. I decided to share the things I know about the city government with a group of younger people from the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Salem. We learned what the city council does. We learned what wards each member lives in, which special thanks to the engineering department for a donation of the ward map. And then we had city councilors and members right back and forth. And some of the members are here tonight, as you can see right there. And they came here tonight to see City Hall, meet the council, and watch some of the action. So I just wanted to extend my gratitude to all involved, which is Doug and Matt from the Boys and Girls Club, Miss LaPointe in the clerk's office, and of course all of you for being so kind to participate in my project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Max, I don't think you're going to be needing that milk crate much more to stand on. Very well done. Councilor Fury.
I had the pleasure of being a neighbor of Max for years, and he's a neighbor of former Councilor Vino, who's in the chamber tonight too. And I remember 4 years ago that you came before this chamber and asked about a sign about slowing people down in your neighborhood so you could play outside on the street with your neighbors and friends, and some street hockey. That made the front page of the news today, playing street hockey and basketball in Peabody, lo and behold. And he wanted to play street hockey, right? Mm-hmm. Out in front of our street on Linden Street. And you could tell even 4 years ago that he was interested in government. And I think I would not even think about council, ward councilor at large. I would think higher, mayor. Go higher, go first class, Matt, first class. We'll be lucky to have you. You're the future. Thank you, Matt. Max.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Oh, Councilor Sargent, sorry.
Well, I had probably one of the most difficult assignments of my council tenure in 15 years was I had to write a letter to Max. And I know that he's going to have that letter 15 years from now, and when he's doing something much better. And it was probably one of the most challenging things I have had to do, especially when young people ask us to do things. How old are you, Max?
I'm just turned 12 yesterday.
Turned 12. I've never seen somebody speak so well with the inflections and the hand gestures and everything, just like perfect. It's just amazing. I mean, there are times when you have 50-year-old boys and then you have 12-year-old men, and I think he was born old and mature, and it's just incredible to see him do it. When he came here 4 years ago, I was impressed, and as time goes on, it just gets better and better. So good luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Terrell?
Excuse me. I move we take appointments, reappointments out of order and move to page 4.
Council Terrell moves with no objection to page 4 on appointments and reappointments. Council Terrell.
Thanks. And I also will move to, once we read, to divide the question on the Arts Commission.
Madam City Clerk?
Held from the last meeting, the mayor's appointment of the following to the Public Arts Commission with a term to expire January 31st, 2016. Victor Miguel Cruz, Juliette Fritsch, Ellen Hardy, Lillian Shu, Claudia Parashev, and J. Michael Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we divide the question and hold Ms. Fritsch under the rules, as I know she's not in chambers tonight.
Councilor Terrell is moving to divide the question and remove Ms. Fritsch from the slate. We're going to be approving them all as one slate, so all those in favor? All those opposed? Seeing no objection, thank you. Councilor Terrell?
I further move for the confirmation of Victor Miguel Cruz, Ellen Hardy, Lillian Sue, Claudia Parashev, and J. Michael Sullivan by roll call vote.
Councilor Terrell further moves to confirmation by roll call vote. On discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll discuss on behalf of all of them. This is a, we've already had one confirmation so far taken care of Ms. Gashinard at our last meeting. This is a good group of people to get this Arts Commission started out with. We should be able to hopefully get some work done with all these people on board, and confirming most of them at once gives us a great chance to just get things kicked off and let them get rolling, and hopefully the city will be on to some bigger and better things with this.
Any further discussion? Seeing none. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. On the matter of the appointments to the Public Arts Commission of Victor Miguel Cruz, Ellen Hardy, Lillian Sue, Claudia Parshichev, and J. Michael Sullivan, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also move for suspension of the rules to allow, I guess in order, any of these members the new members to come up and address us if they so wish.
Seeing no objection, can I see 3 hands, please? Thank you. There you go. Anyone?
Come on up and take your turn.
I'm Ellen Hardy, and I'm a 30-year resident of Salem. I've been involved in the arts community from the inception, and I'm delighted to be part of this commission, and I hope to help the community in a large way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Victor Miguel Cruz. I've been living in Salem for the past 11 years. I recently graduated from Montserrat with a BFA in illustration. I'm also very thankful to be part of this committee as well, and I hope to do as much as I can in the arts for the city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lillian Sue. I want to thank you all for allowing me this opportunity to serve the city of Salem. As a very new resident of Salem, I am literally the new kid on the block, but as a 10-year member of the city of Cambridge, I direct the public art there, and I hope to bring my experience to the city of Cambridge, to the city of Salem, to serve the city well. And I'd also like to just express my respect for members of the city council, the planning department, the members of the public, Mayor Driscoll, for having the vision to create the ordinance in the Public Art Commission in the first place. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Claudia Paraskiv. Claudia Paraskiv in Romanian. Always a problem with my last name. I would like to thank the council and the mayor for the appointment. I'm very excited about the Public Art Commission. I've been here since 2010, and I think one of the things I've done here is created my aspiring nonprofit Salem Public Space Project, in which I've instigated some public art actions in the Point neighborhood, which is an undervalued asset to the city, and I hope to continue agency in the public realm, really for all local people who wish to have a voice in public space. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is J. Michael Sullivan. I'm also, last time I was here, it was for the appointment to the Design Review Board. And I mention that because the excitement that's been generated there is extraordinary, and I'm very, very happy and appreciative of being able to be there on that board as well as being part of the Arts Commission, and particularly because it's a new commission. I'm excited about being part of it. So thanks to everybody in the city government. Thank you.
Council Terrell.
Mr. President, I move we return to our regular place in the order.
Council Terrell moves that we return to our regular part of the agenda, back to
Page 2.
page 1, actually, thank you.
Yeah.
Public testimony, none. Hearings,
We have an order from Comcast to install a conduit from an existing Comcast manhole on Lafayette Street to a property of 20 New Derby Street.
is there anybody in the chamber speaking in favor? Up to the podium, name and address for the record, please, sir.
Yes, good evening. My name is Timothy Broderick. I'm with Comcast, 55 Concord Street, North Reading, to speak on the petition. We'd like to service 20 New Derby Street by doing the following. From existing manhole on Lafayette Street, place one conduit, 3-inch PVC, 250 feet plus or minus in a southwesterly direction to the property of 20 New Derby Street to provide service to that building.
Thank you. Councilor O'Keefe.
Recognize Robert McCarthy, Council Ward 1. Council McCarthy.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. President. The only question I would have is, there going to be some coordinated effort between your crews and the fire department? Obviously, the trench is going directly in front of the firehouse, and how you're going to schedule that. So, obviously we don't want to block every exit, and how you're going to work it out with those guys. You've had those initial conversations with Chief Cody?
Yes, well, once we go in and pick up the permit, before we do anything, we will make all of the necessary arrangements with the fire department to make sure that we don't get in their way.
Right, 'cause we
Absolutely.
just have a new, concrete apron put out there in front of the firehouse. I'm sure Council Keefe can testify to that need that stays undisturbed, and how we coordinate the efforts in and out with the fire trucks for safety purposes. But
Absolutely, yes, sir.
that's my only concern. Thank you. Anyone else in the chamber to speak in favor? Councilor O'Keefe?
Move the hearing be closed.
Wait a second, I'm not quite done yet, hold on. Is there anyone in the chamber that wants to speak in opposition or have any comment about this issue? I hate it when it starts out in favor or opposed. I mean, anyone's allowed to make a comment either way. Seeing none, Councilor O'Keefe.
Move for
Actually,
approval of the application of Comcast.
we move the hearing be closed first?
Move the hearing be closed, yes, sir.
Councilor O'Keefe moves the hearing be closed. Councilor Famico?
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Famico moves for approval. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you. Hearings.
We have an order from Comcast to install a conduit from existing Comcast manhole on Church Street to the property of 30 Church Street.
Is there anyone in the chamber to speak in favor? Sir, once again, name and address for the record.
Yes, Timothy Broderick, Comcast, 55 Concord Street, North Reading, to provide service to 30 Church Street. From an existing manhole on Church Street, place one PVC conduit, 3-inch conduit, 275 feet plus or minus in a southeasterly direction to the property of 30 Church Street to provide service to that building.
Excellent. Is there anybody in the chamber that speak in favor? Anyone opposed? Anyone have a comment? Councilor Famico?
For you, Mr. President, just a question for the traffic plan in that area. It's front of the Essex condominiums as well as other areas.
Yes. We worked in that area a year or two ago, and we realized how busy it is. So when we get the permit from the engineer, we will be working with the police department to ensure that the traffic flow is not interrupted as much as possible.
You still have the floor, Council.
Also, is there a way that you can communicate with the Condo Association of the Essex as well?
Yes, we will notify them when we're going to start the project.
Thank you.
Okay.
Excellent. Any other discussions? Seeing none, Councilor Famico?
I move the public hearing be closed.
Councilor Famico, move the hearing be closed. All's in favor, all's opposed? Councilor Famico?
I move for approval.
Councilor Famico moves for approval. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appointments and reappointments.
Held from the last meeting, the mayor's appointment of Matthew A. Vino to serve as a member of the planning board with a term to expire June 1st, 2015.
Councilor Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval by roll call vote.
Councilor Terrio moves for confirmation by roll call vote. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. I think everybody in this chamber knows Mr. Vino, and many of you remember him from his days holding the seat that I currently hold, and I'd say that Councilor Vino was my inspiration for getting into public service because he got out of it. So that being said, his service to the city since leaving elected office has been tremendous. He's managed to find the time to mix a very busy job and a very busy life raising his daughters, and also has still been able to serve on the SRA, and now moving to the planning board where he'll get to hold forth on all the projects and development that are happening in the city on a constant basis. So I'm not quite sure why he wants to work even more than he did when he had the city council job, if that's even possible, but we're really glad to be having him here, and we're really glad that he wants to, that Lord help him, that he wants to keep throwing in.
Thank you. Councilor Fury.
Yes, please. I have the pleasure of serving as the council liaison to the planning board. And so a number of great projects taking place on the planning board. You have the old Flintan leather. You have the footprint project footprint project. You have Salem State, many things going on there. So many things, courthouses going on. The planning board is going to make a major signature statement to the future of Salem in its physical outlay. Blubber Hollow, Council on Aging, Tremont Street, so many things going on. And that board's going to be a very important board, and we couldn't ask a better appointment by the mayor to put on the board than a former councilor who also served on the Salem Renewal Authority, right?
Redevelopment Authority.
Huh?
Redevelopment.
Salem Redevelopment. So Councilor Vino's experience on the Salem Redevelopment Authority, past experience, which I had the honor of serving with Councilor Vino on this council with him, he brings credibility, commitment, concern, what public service is all about. And the planning board, thank you very much for rising to the occasion. In fact, last night, I saw your two daughters play in the all-city concert last night. A lot of talent in that family, and you were there yourself there, and your wife was there with a beautiful all-city concert there. So thank you for making time, again, for the city of Salem, Councilor Vino. Thank you.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, never to be undone. I had the privilege of serving with Matthew, too, on the city council, and it was an inspiration. I'll tell you a little bit about Matthew, his life and what have you. His father was an MD in Woburn. I had the privilege of meeting his father before he passed away, and we all went to the wake in Woburn, and it was in the Army. He was in the Army Medical Corps. And Matthew was at the State House when the the two Pakistani women were there the other day when we were invited in the chamber of the Senate, at the well of the Senate, and we met every member of the state Senate that came over to meet our friends from Pakistan, compliments of Senator Joan Lovely. And Matthew came down, he was in the gallery, and came down and said hello to our guests and said hello to me. But I want to tell you another thing. I was in church one day as a lector at my church down on Hawthorne Boulevard, and this lovely young nun was in the vestibule of the church seeking donations. And I looked at this young lady, and she says, well, you must know my nephew. I said, oh, your nephew? And she said, well, Matthew Vino. I said, sister, thank you very much. So I hope she got all kinds of money for the missions that she was in, Matthew. But this lovely nun was there, and it's a small world, and I welcome Matthew back, and I hope he comes back to the city council or some legislative office in some form or other in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Council?
Councilor McCarthy, Ward 1. Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I too want to rise and support this appointment. I could stand up here and speak a long time about Matt and Mr. Vino, Councilor Vino, and I had the pleasure of sitting right in one of those chairs, and the person who sat up there had the vision at that point when I was newly elected to put me, as you try to mix and match and put people next to people to try to mix the experience when you bring in a lot of new people, and I came in with 3 new councilors that year, and it was by far the biggest learning curve of my life was those first 2 years, and I had the pleasure and honor of sitting next to Councilor Vino, and he showed me and demonstrated more to me, not so much through words, but more by actions and the way he conducted himself and the way he presented himself, in the way he prepared himself. And I've really, those first 2 years, I've really taken that experience and that knowledge and his friendship and used those to kind of make myself into the counselor I am today, and I owe a lot of that to Matt, and I want to thank him personally right now, and I want to congratulate him because I know I missed out on the all-city concert last night. My youngest son was playing in a baseball game, and the commitment that it takes for band, we all know what band is, what kind of commitment is at the high school, and those years coming up right now are very commitment orientated as my son finishes up his senior year, 5-6 years in the band, and I know how much time, what a time constraint that is, and for you to want to step up and take this post, I want to commend you for that, and I want to thank Karen and your girls for allowing this to happen, because I know that it's very difficult sometimes to say, yeah, I'm going to a meeting, and fortunately these are meetings that are every other Thursday, kind of opposite these ones, so, but I want to thank you for everything you've done and everything that you will do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor.
Anyone else? Seeing none, Councilor Terrell.
I already did, but for confirmation by roll call vote.
Councilor Terrell moves to confirmation by roll call vote. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Epley?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Gerard?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yeah.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor Turiel?
Heck, yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the appointment of Matthew Vino to the Planning Board, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for suspension of the rules to allow Councilor Vino to address us if he chooses.
Councilor Turiel moves suspension of rules. Seeing no objection, Councilor Vino.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, members of the City Council, for the very, very generous comments. Felt like a eulogy at times. After my first or second vote on the planning board, I hope you'll love me as much as you did today. Really, I want to say thank you to all of you. Really looking forward to moving on to the planning board. I think the time at the Redevelopment Authority was a good chance to kind of get my feet wet again in service to the city. Although I'll miss the 10 to 15 minute meetings that sometimes the SRA ends up being. Trading in it for much longer meetings. But I've always thought that the planning board is perhaps next to the city council and school committee, really one of the critically important public bodies in the city. They've done a tremendous job over the last several decades, I would say, in helping guide the city's growth and real reemergence. I'm really excited with a lot of interesting projects coming down the line that'll be before the planning board with the Pediatrics Museum and the North Shore Medical Center. Look forward to being involved in all of those decisions and serving the city. The thing I would say, one thing I would say is that I'm aware of the sensitivity that some members of the City Council have had, and to be honest, when I was in your seat, I had from time to time, that there would be projects come before the planning board, and there would be a frustration that perhaps from time to time there would not be enough deference or consideration given to impact on the neighborhood and abutters around some of these projects. So I'm very well aware of that history. I know a number of you feel very strongly about that, as I do. My goal on the planning board will be, number one, to within the constraints of the laws and ordinances that guide the work there, to be a steward of the city, but also be really mindful of impacts on folks who already reside in some of these neighborhoods that are impacted. I want to thank George McCabe, whose seat I will take on the planning board, for his several years on the planning board, and before that, a while back on the city council. But also want to remember a real giant on the planning board for many, many, many years, who some of you will remember, Walter Power. Walter was chair of the planning board when I was first elected. I had the real honor of representing him as a constituent of mine, and I learned a lot from Walter and Sandy. Literally, when projects would come up, he'd roll out plans on his dining room table, and Sandy would get me a lovely glass of Riesling, and we would talk about projects. And I was always inspired by his vision for the city, and looked at all projects that came before the planning board with a long-term view about what they mean for the city, and look for long-term view opportunities to improve the city. So he's a real role model for me, always has been, as a citizen, as a member of the city council, but I look forward to doing that more specifically on the body that he led for many years, the planning board. So thank you for your confidence, and I look forward to serving the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Paul Kirby to serve as a member of the Board of Health with a term to expire March 1st, 2017.
Held under the rules. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Christopher Dynia, per recommendation of the Salem Redevelopment Authority, to serve as a member of the Design Review Board with a term to expire March 1st, 2017.
Councilor Girard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to hold the appointment under the rules to the next meeting.
Councilor Girard moves to hold this confirmation under the rules. All's in favor? All's opposed? Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of Larry Spang to serve as a full-time member of the Historical Commission with a term to expire on January 10th, 2016.
Held under the rules. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Jean Harrison to serve as a member of the Disabilities Commission with a term to expire March 1st, 2017.
Council Siegel.
Mr. President, I move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Under discussion?
She's doing a great job. Looking just to reappoint her. Sure.
Excellent. Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. As the liaison to the Salem Disabilities Commission, I just want to express my enthusiastic support for Jean Harrison to remain on the commission. She does great work. She's very involved. She's very interested and very compassionate.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Epley?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Girard?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yes.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor Terrio?
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the reappointment of Jean Harrison to the Disabilities Commission, we have 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of David Hart to serve as a member of the Historical Commission with a term to expire March 1st, 2017.
Council Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Council Famico moves for confirmation by roll call vote. Under discussion?
Mr. President?
Council Epley.
Mr. President, I move that this reappointment be placed in under committee with the Government Services Committee with a hearing to take place co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Councilor Epley moves that this reappointment be moved to the Committee on Government Services, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. Under discussion?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I'm a new counselor, as you know, and as the folks back home know. And part of the procedure that we normally follow is with reappointments, that's generally a pro forma exercise. However, one of our jobs as city councilors is to engage in advice and consent when the mayor has put forward names that may or may not be suitable. This is one such example, in my opinion. With the reappointment of Mr. Hart, this is not, it has nothing to do with Mr. Hart's very good qualifications. He's a good man, etc. My issue is his behavior within the commission at various hearings and what takes place during those hearings. I would like to have a hearing to have Mr. Hart come in to answer some questions while in committee, and that we can further discuss the appropriateness of the reappointment of Mr. Hart in this role.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Okay.
Seconded by Councilor Torrio. On Councilor Epley's.
Still under discussion?
Yep, under discussion still. Councilor Sargent.
Thank you, Mr. President. I feel it appropriate that I speak or liaison to the Historic Commission. But my background with Mr. Hart goes back well before that. And it was a time when I was new on the council. And they were designing the old Parker Brothers site, which I had worked at as a youngster on the Monopoly game, on the assembly line. And they were redesigning that property for the Jefferson. And it was, it really was a bad project. It was large box housing. And they had a meeting, and it went back and forth, and they had another meeting at Old Town Hall. And there was a lot of attendance there. And Mr. Hart wasn't on any board or commission back then. But he came forward with a PowerPoint presentation that he made on his own. And he just took that project and he just moved this building over here, that building over there, and and his vision was to, part of it was to make the lines to the North River and the streetscape and the site views better. And that project reminded me of some of the box projects we talk about that border our city and that we worry about in our city, and it wasn't a very good project. And he made that the project it is today. And that was all in his own time. And I was just so impressed by that PowerPoint presentation. And I realized that there were times when we have some issues with personalities and things like that. We've had people on, somebody from the planning board in here before, and various time to time. But I just, the more I think about it, the more I just wholeheartedly support David Hart and his willingness to give his expertise to the city, at no charge whatsoever, as most of the board members do. And so I support him as much as I could support anybody, and I thank you.
Thank you. Council Fury.
Mr. President, fellow members, the people that serve on these boards, they're recommended by the mayor and confirmed by the city council, are the wind beneath our wings. They serve gratis. They give their experience, their portfolios, their time, and their effort to the city of Salem. And Mr. Hart has been there everywhere. Later on in the agenda, we'll be talking about the Community Preservation Act. Who is here endorsing the Community Preservation Act before the city council, this last city council? Was Dave, Mr. Hart. He spoke about the Community Preservation Act and what it could do for the city of Salem, and here we are today. because of his actions and other people that stood for the Community Preservation Act. People like him make us fly. So I really oppose to sending it to committee. I have the highest regards for Mr. Hart. Everything he touches, we've disagreed. Most of the time, we've agreed. He brings a lot of credibility to whatever he does, and I think we're very lucky to have Mr. Hart. I agree with Councilor Sargent. Impeccable. Thank you.
Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to speak a little bit to both sides here. Councilor Sargent and Councilor Fury are both right. This is a gentleman who's dedicated to what he does, highly qualified to do and to advise the city on the historical matters. I've attended quite a few of the Historical Commission meetings over the last year and a half that I've been on the council, partly because I'm very interested in the history of the city, and also because I've been trying to go to a lot of different committee meetings just to see how each committee operates. Initially, my views of the Historical Commission were not necessarily completely positive. I felt that there were some problems with the way they ran their meetings, and I also felt that perhaps there were some problems with the way that some members conducted themselves. In my capacity to advise and consent with the mayor, I approached the mayor's office, I approached the city solicitor. I raised some of these issues. We had discussions, and steps were taken to maybe educate the committee on how the meeting should be run, how people should behave. I mean, we're not talking world-shattering things here. But the process has been in place for a time now. There have been meetings, people have been spoken to, advice has been given, guidance has been given. And personally, my observation with the Historical Commission is they've gotten better at what they do in the last year, in my opinion. Not that they were bad before. They're not there to do what I want them to do, but I think they're running better meetings now. Any problems that may have arisen, I think, have been addressed. But I'm going to say, despite the fact that I do support David Hart at this point, I also support my colleague here. If he feels that there should be further discussion in committee, then I'm going to support him in that. I don't think that anything necessarily bad is going to come of that meeting. There's nothing wrong with conversation. There's nothing wrong with people talking. There's nothing wrong with an exchange of ideas. So I may be vacillating here a little bit in the minds of some. I'm going to say that I like the Historic Commission and what they're doing. I support what they're doing. I think that David Hart is dedicated and sincere in what he does. But if a member of the council wants to have further discussion on this, I'm going to support him on that.
Councilor Fumiko.
Thank you, Mr. President. So as everyone knows, I do represent Ward 2, which encompasses a lot of this historical preservation in the city, which is necessary. The historical preservation, first off, increases the real estate value in that area. If you don't know people that have the proper balance of what was relevant at that time, which Mr. Hart does, his background is extensive in that as well as architecture. There are some people in the chamber tonight who also have worked along him for various projects. They've told me it works out well. I also must say that of all the reappointments I've seen come through, Mr. Hart's the only person that contacted me via phone and offered to send me his resume and also offered to meet with me if I wanted to do so. And for me, that spoke volumes. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Councilor Toro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I, like I think virtually all of us, have no qualms whatsoever with Mr. Hart's qualifications or ability or his track record in working on and contributing on projects here. And, you know, as most of you know, my wife serves on this committee as well and has enjoyed her goings-on and signed up for another tour, so most recently. So that all said, my point here is I simply, my colleague wants to have this in for more discussion, and there's precedent for that. In my relatively short tenure on the council, we've done this a couple of times and brought in new appointments and some reappointments to discuss it with them. Regardless of how we personally felt about the reappointment and whether we supported it or not, if my colleague wants to have a discussion on it, then I'm willing to support that.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just like to say I completely agree with Councilor Toriel. Although I don't know much about the Historic Commission, we do have a little precedent here. I know we did it when it was Councilor Prevey wanted somebody in from the planning board. We had that member come in. You know, it's I think we owe it, first off, I don't know if Mr. Hart does a good job or a bad job. From what I hear from everyone here, it appears he did a fantastic job on the Historic Commission. I just don't know, but it doesn't have anything to do with that. One of our fellow councilors asked that we have him in to answer a few questions. I think we need to support the fellow councilors here on tonight.
Thank you. I mean, for the record, Mr. Hart isn't with us tonight, so we can't speak on his behalf. So, I mean, I'll allow the commentary to go on for a little bit longer, but there's a motion in front of us to move him to committee. So, Councilor O'Keefe.
I move that the matter be referred to the committee by roll call vote.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that the matter be referred to committee by roll call.
Show of hands.
Show of hands. Okay. Madam City Clerk.
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
No.
Counselor Fury?
No.
Counselor Gerard?
No.
Counselor Legault? Counselor Milo?
No.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
No.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
No. Thank you. On the matter of referring the appointment to committee, we have 11 members voting, 5 in the affirmative, 6 in the negative. The matter does not carry. The appointment does not get referred to committee. Now there's a motion on the floor for confirmation. Councilor Epley.
That's still under, Mr. President, the underlying motion is still under discussion on approval of Mr. Hart?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, had I had the chance to have a hearing, and I'm sorry that we have not, we're having to do this out in the open with Salem Access Television, but my objections to Mr. Hart are very simple. Mr. Hart has been rude to the individuals who come before the Historic Commission. He takes many opportunities to take that time to ask for additional requirements that are not required under the jurisdiction of the Historical Commission. And there are also have been allegations of Mr. Hart playing solitaire while in the midst of the Historical Commission meeting. Those are the main concerns, and those are the issues that I would have wanted to bring up in the committee for us to ask questions of Mr. Hart. But instead, we have to do this in this forum, and I'm sorry that we have to do it. I would also say for the record that I approached Mayor Driscoll about this at the beginning of the year, raising all of these issues, and I was very troubled to see this reappointment brought up. And again, my apologies to Mr. Hart that this all has to be brought out within the public.
Thank you. Any further comments? This isn't a public hearing, so unless someone waives the rules, this is amongst the council. Any further comments? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
No.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
No.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
Motion to abstain?
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. On the matter of the reappointment of David Hart to the Historical Commission, we have 11 members voting, 8 in the affirmative, 2 in the negative, 1 abstained. The matter carries. And for the record, for the people who are here that are interested in this reappointment, I just want to state publicly that I'm sorry it came to this. It's just the way the rules work, and this is not a public hearing. It wasn't meant to be. That's why some members wanted to refer it to committee. This is an action that's taken by the City Council, and that's why it was held amongst the City Council. I respect everyone in the room for their, wanting to weigh in. Anybody who wants to weigh in about what proceeded here tonight, obviously feel free to email about it, but under the rules, we held it the way it was supposed to be held, and Mr. Hart has been reappointed. Thank you. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Ryan Stook to serve as a member of the Parking Board with a term to expire March 1st, 2015.
Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Councilor Formica moves for confirmation for roll call vote. Any discussion?
I'm looking forward for Venus to work with us for the parking plan downtown, but also to take in consideration the businesses blended with the residents. In addition to this, his other projects he's a part of, looking for increasing the relationship with the chamber to make sure the city's working with him and versus separately.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none. On the matter of the reappointment of Renus Ostuk, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor Turiel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the reappointment of Renus Ostuk to the Parking Board, 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, none in the negative. The matter carries. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of George Hoxka to serve as a constable with a term to expire June 5th, 2017.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I move that Mr. Hoxta's reappointment be received and made a matter of record and filed.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be received and placed on file. All those in favor, all those opposed. Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Lisa Pressman to serve as a constable with a term to expire May 29th, 2017.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I move that the mayor's reappointment of Lisa Pressman as a constable in the City of Salem be received and filed.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be received and placed on file. All those in favor, all those opposed. Communications from the mayor.
We have the mayor submitting the proposed fiscal year 2015 budget in the amount of $140,149,357.
Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Councilor Turiel moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted Committee of the Whole. Under discussion, Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the beginning of that season we all know is budget season. There'll be multiple hearings. They will all be co-posted and all open to the public, and I encourage, as the schedule is put up online on the salem.com website, I encourage anybody who's interested in these matters to try and be in attendance, and they'll hopefully we should be able to have plenty of opportunities for input. With that said, I'd also move for suspension of the rules to allow Mayor Driscoll to address us and introduce the budget and this year's discussion.
Could I see a show of 3 hands to allow the mayor to address the City Council? Thank you. And for the record, I just want to publicly thank Councilor Turiel and his committee. I called Councilor Turiel about 2 weeks ago to see if he'd done his due diligence in scheduling committee meetings, and he has them all scheduled. He's got them all lined up, fired up, and ready to go, and it looks like he wants to get this budget passed on time and early, actually, so I give him and his committee a lot of credit for taking an aggressive schedule. Mayor Driscoll.
Thank you, and thank you to the members of the council for just giving me a brief moment. I know you have a long agenda, so I won't try to take up too much time, and we did have an opportunity, as you know, to spend some time, quality time together at a budget retreat, going over some of the issues with respect to this year's budget. Since that meeting, we've really been able to close up all the issues that we had, or at least most of them, to bring in a balanced budget. This year's budget, the $140 million in change, is roughly a 2.18% increase over the current fiscal year's adjusted budget. For us, that breaks down to be about a 1.31% increase on the city's side of the budget and a 3.63% increase on the school side of the budget. We're also seeing a roughly 1.17% increase in enterprise funds, and the enterprise funds are what fund our water, sewer, and trash services, as many of you know. I would think it's important just to give you some top-line highlights. Many of you know I try and attend every single budget session I can to be present while we're reviewing the department budgets and giving you insights into the work that went into closing the gap and delivering the balanced budget to you this year. It's never easy to do that. There are some years that are more manageable than others. In fact, this year I actually started out in January thinking we're going to have a fairly manageable year. We had decent local aid increases coming in from the governor under the House 1 budget. Did the really outstanding work in this in this chamber. We've been able to rein in things like energy costs. We've much more efficient with some of the investments we've made. We've been able to lower our bond rating costs, and we're actually refinanced to save us about $250,000. You'll see some of those savings in here. Due to those energy efficiencies and bond rating reductions, I was actually feeling pretty positive. As we got closer to closing this gap, it really became a lot harder. As the state budget wound its way through the process between the House and the Senate, our local aid numbers actually dropped. I should say our local aid revenue number stayed the same, but our assessments went up. And in fact, for FY15, we're actually seeing less revenue than we got in FY14, just as a result of how the state currently funds things like charter school reimbursements and some of the other assessments that we have built into the budget. That makes it a little bit trickier. So that means next year in FY15, we're going to get a wash or less money in local aid. And that's about 25%, 23% of the revenues that we rely on to run government. That made things a little bit harder. We've also been wrestling with Essex Tech. We're all, I think, very supportive of the new regional vocational school. It's opening in September. The building looks fabulous. I think there's a lot of excitement around having a first-class quality technical vocational program for our entire region, the 16 communities that make that up. Salem is seeing a lion's share of the increases due to the fact that we have a significant number of the population in there. You layer on debt cost, and all of a sudden, in this first year of putting together Essex Aggie and the North Shore Tech into this new Essex Tech, we're seeing about a 22% increase. That started out at 45%, so it's coming down, but the estimate right now is still a $2.3 million assessment at Essex Tech. We're hoping, we're working with the legislature to see if there's any ability to help reduce the impact on all the member district communities, but right now that's still a $430,000 increase. Another key assessment that's gone up is our pension cost. That's roughly 5%. We're expecting that 5% increase to happen pretty consistently going forward. That's almost $500,000 in this year's budget. So we start out not getting the same amount of local aid, and I've already tallied up, close to $1 million in increases just between Essex Tech and the retirement assessment. So just to put in perspective why it became a little tougher to balance this budget, those revenue numbers are things that, frankly, we don't have a lot of play in. A couple of other issues. All of our collective bargaining contracts are, expiring at the end of this fiscal year, so we want to make sure we have a reserve built in to tackle some of those expected costs, whatever they may be. We've set aside a couple $100,000, $250,000, $250,000 as a placeholder. We're also wrestling with something on the water and sewer side related to the power plant closure. We talked a little bit about this during our budget retreat, that with the power plant closing, they're actually using less water, which is overall good from a water conservation perspective, but that also means we're getting less revenue in, and the power plant pays a commercial rate. It's a significant amount into our system. We're not going to have less costs. We still have the same pipes to maintain, and the water assessment coming out of the Beverly-Salem Water Supply Board doesn't automatically drop based on the fact that we have not one, but one very large user coming offline. They look at a 3-year trend. So we don't get the immediate release on the assessment. The operational costs aren't dramatically changed, but we don't have that revenue stream coming in. That's about a $700,000 gap on the water and sewer side. Not so much on the operational budget, but still something that we need to build into our modeling along with the aging infrastructure. So those are some of the challenges. I do think I can't underscore the work we did here to reform our health insurance costs. We're seeing almost a 0% increase. It's about 1% in our group insurance costs. It is not long ago that I was in here talking about double-digit increases in the teens for health insurance, and that's an $11 million item for us, so that's pretty significant. So that stewardship has been helpful. As I said, the energy efficiencies, purchasing of our streetlights, we're going to be saving at least $250,000 on our energy costs. We're hoping to actually see that number go down some more. And as I said, the bond rating savings, any of our borrowing, both short-term and long-term, we do get the benefit of that. The other piece that's making this budget really get balanced, and I can't be underscored enough, is the ability to recognize new growth. There are times when we've had contentious discussions in this chamber around new growth, the opportunity to see underutilized sites, whether it's the current senior center site at GTE Sylvania or 44 units at 28 Goodhue Street. That's actually looking pretty good. It's right across from you, Councilor Epley. It's coming together with the occupancy expected later this spring. Those projects were paying really paltry sums in revenue, in tax revenue every year. They are now, when they're redeveloped, paying much more money. We think those Blubber Hollow projects alone go from about $100,000 in property tax revenues to the city to $1 million when they're fully completed. We're not there yet. But those pockets of new growth that we see happening really are what's aiding us tremendously in balancing this year's budget. So I've shared with you some of the challenges. I want to make sure I share with you some of the highlights of the budget in areas that we're, excited about. The ability for us to not only help improve efficiencies of how we deliver services, but how we're able to take advantage of some of the technology and opportunities to do a better job with the nuts and bolts of governing that people, frankly, see every single day. And when it comes to technology, we are looking to reform and reorg the city and school IT operations by hiring a chief information officer. We are making some reductions in the current staff to accommodate some of these changes. It's not quite revenue neutral, but it almost is. More importantly, it will give us an opportunity to have one individual with the right skills, the right amount of qualifications, overseeing an operation that has a lot of similarities and a lot of duplicative services, from hosting of servers to website hosting and things like that, and take advantage of the resources we have sprinkled throughout different departments, but operate it more as an umbrella. With respect to public arts, another area, it was great tonight to see the Public Art Commission members sworn in. They are raring to go. There is so much opportunity for public art to really take a foothold and be embedded in how we think about Salem, and more importantly, to actually help our economy grow. I was in a meeting today at the T getting an update on that project. On time, October 10th, still expected to open. But one of the things they reminded us of are the opportunities for public art, already placeholders set up in that project. Having the ability to have somebody own that opportunity, really work through what that looks like. Is it a public art sculpture? Is it the banners that will be on the side of the building? How do we put that in place? How do we decide what it looks like? I am not the person to decide that, but I think the level of the quality of talent that we have in the city and the folks you just approved tonight can really take off with that. To take our small art box program and make it more robust, or our temporary structures program, we're excited about that. I am worried, though, without having somebody really owning that effort and harnessing all that talent, we're not going to really make the gains that we can. We're excited to have in here a public art staff planner who would also serve as a manager of Old Town Hall. The idea within this budget is to have somebody full-time who can work with, or almost full-time, who can work with our Public Art Commission and take that public art master plan, make it an action plan, and actually implement many of the things that there was a lot of energy around. We think it's almost revenue neutral. We're fortunate that we have Old Town Hall, and it does bring in revenue from rentals, weddings, and events of that nature. We've also got a small contribution coming in with the Hope for More from the PBD Essex Museum to help offset the cost of what a position would be. So that means we could have somebody working with, as I said, the commissioners within our own city, really taking our arts to new heights, and with almost being revenue neutral, without an impact on the budget, because we've got some of these sources that formerly were being run by Gordon in terms of Old Town Hall, or in terms of the public art, having some donations coming in for that. So that's something new in the budget. We have a part-time Latino Affairs Director now. Many of you may know Isabel Vargas. She does an outstanding job for us, both on citizen engagement, on translating information, on helping people who are either in here or actually going into the neighborhoods and pockets of areas where we're trying to really break down barriers as part of a larger point initiative. We're hoping to make that a full-time position. She's a recent college graduate, so you're not going to see a very large salary there, but we really think this is an investment that will pay off for us in terms of having that engagement that we're looking for. When it comes to public safety, we are looking as a net to add 2 new police officers. When you have so much activity happening in town, whether it's people or buildings, we're a hot city, we felt like we needed to add additional personnel. One of those individuals, frankly, is already incorporated into the budget. We had Carla, I forget Carla's name, one of our newer officers, Caldera, who is a member of the military and the National Guard and has been called up. So when she left to be called up, a portion of her salary is picked up by the Guard. We do make up the difference, but we had a salary surplus, and we also had a body missing with her being reassigned. So we did fill that niche by bringing on one of the reserve officers. Going forward, she'll be back midway through this year. So we've added a new police officer, a new FTE, but not starting till halfway through the year. That means by the end of this fiscal year, we'll have 2 new full-time officers, be able to hopefully catch up with some of the work that's underway. Many of you know the community policing unit. We really want to take advantage of more community policing initiatives on the prevention side, and this will give us an opportunity to do that and to make sure that we're even being as flexible as we can. I shared with us during the budget retreat some of the city stat data. You know, we know when those calls are really coming in, and to be able to have some flexibility with the new officer on the staffing means hopefully we're able to have somebody addressing the times that we need them the most. So we're excited about that. There are some additional technology upgrades, more on equipment purchases as opposed to personnel, a new system for CAD, computer-aided dispatch within the police department, and a new system for them with respect to just how they keep track of their in-house operations. They're working in a very outdated system right now that needs to be upgraded in the worst way. They've already identified a system. We're excited about what that would mean. We've also got some traditional equipment purchases that we need, servers, hosting, and things like that you'll notice in the budget. We're also looking to work on enhancing litter management and how we do cleanup downtown. We do have a lot more activity taking place. I have not been as happy with the quality and the level of litter pickup within the downtown. When I say downtown, that can be defined as the B5 district. It actually stretches out a little bit more than just the spine of Townhouse Square at Essex and Washington Street. So we're charting a pilot program that would enable us to supplement the existing DPS staff with a contractor who can provide a little bit more regular maintenance downtown to hopefully help us on litter management. I love your feedback if we move forward with this direction and seeing if that's going to help. That should be revenue neutral. We have a position in DPS right now that's vacant that we'd propose using that funding to help fund this contract to see if we get a little bit better return on investment with respect to managing litter pickup downtown. Not an easy job, and a lot of times our public works folks are pulled in lots of different directions, so this would be a little bit more consistent. We're also looking to make sure we have some additional help with managing capital projects. We're always touting the $1.8 billion worth of improvement projects that are underway in Salem. Much of that is private projects, but a lot of that's public projects. When you think about whether it's Canal Street or the work that's underway in our water infrastructure system, or even our paving projects are $1 million worth of paving that goes on. And having another individual to help us expedite those projects within the engineering outfit, and also to help us with the city stat, the efficiency part of that. Some of that we talked about at Winter Island at our retreat, recognizing that there are ways that we can sometimes do things differently and better and more efficiently, and having somebody own some of that help with the departments is really critical. And I just think the last piece is recognizing that as we go through this budget process, you know, we're always mindful of what this impact is to homeowners, what this means to the tax base. It is a small increase this year in terms of 2.18% overall. That's something that's not lost on me, trying to balance budgets. So as I talk about some of these areas that are new, keep in mind that we're normally offsetting some of those revenues, offsetting some of these costs, trying to make them as revenue neutral as we can. And with that, I would just say I look forward to working with the council, especially the A&F committee, who tends to put in the lion's share of work, but welcome the opportunity to work more directly with councilors on any issues or questions they may have as well. Beyond the operating budget, you also have the capital budget, and I think our plan is to make sure we're reviewing the capital when we have the department heads in on the operational budget, so we can also make sure you're fettering out any issues or concerns you have then.
Mr. President.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Point of personal privilege to address the mayor.
You have the floor.
This is the second time that Salem has hosted visitors from Pakistan. 2 years ago, the mayor was very helpful in promoting the three that came. The first person that Sandaf and Tabenda met last Monday was Mayor Driscoll. And she set the tone for their visit here for these 2 weeks. They're going back Saturday. But she set the tone, and the department head, and Dominic Pangallo, and Christian Hoysrat, and especially Jennifer Wessel, made this whole thing work. And I just want to compliment the mayor, because we went to Arlington yesterday to see 2 people in Arlington that were visiting those people,
Great.
And all they talked about there was Mayor Driscoll and why they should have come here instead of going to Arlington. And she's known all over the country as to being an excellent administrator and what have you. And I personally want to thank you and your staff and all the city department heads who contributed to their wonderful stay here. And they're going to send us a videotape and whatever, everything.
Great.
But it was wonderful, Mayor. Thanks to you and your staff and the department heads.
Thank you.
Counselor. And I really want to commend you for all the time and effort you've put into this, your chauffeuring abilities, and really making sure that there are things that in Salem we want to make sure our visitors don't miss. But it's a real pleasure to have folks. This is the second year in a row. We've enjoyed it immensely. I think we learn as much about Pakistan. Probably we learn more about Pakistan than what we're able to share with you in terms of the United States. But it's great to have you guys here, and we enjoyed it last time, and we hope we'll continue in the future. And I want Joe to go over now. I think, Joe, it's only fair that we unleash Councilor O'Keefe on the country of Pakistan, I think.
Says no. Thank you, Mayor.
Joe and Camille, you've met Camille, you've met the whole family, I think, and it really works because you're willing to put the time into. So thank you.
Bill can come back.
Thank you, Mayor.
I didn't hear you, Arthur, but I'm sure it was very funny.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Comments?
Thanks, guys. I look forward to working with you on the budget. And again, we welcome the questions. We really appreciated having the collaborative and cooperative partnership that we've had around the budget, that it hasn't in the last several years been a gotcha game or we want you to have the information. We're proud of the efforts that have gone into date. And I really want to commend both Nina Bridgman and Sarah Stanton for the work that goes into this. Chasing me down to get decisions is half that battle, but then we meet with department heads not once but twice, and then there are multiple discussions in between then to really help pare this down. And I joked with Nina this morning. I saw her bright and early carrying the binders that she gave birth to another budget. And they really put in a tremendous amount of extra work to put those binders together that house a lot of information. And you know this. We do receive recognition every year from the Government Finance Officers Association. We're only one of 6 communities, last time I checked, that are recognized both for the budget and for the Certificate of Excellence around financial reporting. I often say it doesn't mean we have more money in the bank, but it does mean that the money we have, we're managing well, and we're really trying to provide not only residents, but certainly all of you who do the hard work of digging in, the information you need to make good, informed decisions, and look forward to the budget hearings going forward. Thank you.
On Councilor Terrell's motion that this matter be referred to the Committee of Administration and Finance, co-posted committee of the whole. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have the mayor submitting proposed fiscal year 2015 capital improvement plan.
Councilor Terrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move this also be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Any discussion?
Briefly, Mr. President, this is the second phase of the budget itself. I also want to use this opportunity to just let the people who are viewing this at home know that the proposed budget has in fact been posted online on the city website under the city finance department. It's available for anybody who wants to download and review at this point as well. It's a whole lot of really big PDF files because I load it onto my iPad every year to read it. So it's all available now. This is the portion of the budget that we'll be discussing in it for all the major capital plan expenditures.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Terrell's motion, this matter be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $535,050 of CPA funds for fiscal year 2015 list of accounts.
Councilor Terrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will move on this one. I'm not sure if I have to suspend the rules or not. I move that this be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
That's correct.
Okay. Co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
On Councilor Terrell's motion, this matter be sent to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted to the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor?
Is the chairman able to answer some of these questions tonight before, or you want to wait? I don't know. Wait?
Yeah, I'll just briefly discuss. This is something we did this last year. I want to refer it primarily because we have numerous new members, and this is the first time they've dealt with
Why do they all match up? Why do all the numbers match up?
It's state regulated by percentages.
We can discuss this at the Finance Committee meeting, but this is primarily for the new members.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Councilor Terrell's motion, this matter be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted to the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $160,515 of reserves of 10% of the $535,050 surcharge of revenues for fiscal year 2015 CPA funds.
Councilor Terrell.
Hey, Mr. President, I also move this be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted to the Committee of the Whole.
Council Terrio moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted Committee of the Whole. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have a transfer of a total of $50,000 for the following accounts, from workman's comp salaries to HR purchases of services and workman's comp Maya premium to unemployment.
Council Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Council Terrio moves for approval. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a simple transfer to deal with some changes in status, excuse me, some changes in employee status. It's going to be a lot of reading the stuff, so I'm getting tangled between them. So it's a fairly routine transfer.
Any discussion? Seeing none, and Council Terrill's motion this matter be approved. All those in favor? All those opposed? Ooh.
Did it break?
Further communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $4,440 from receipts reserve sale of vaults to cemetery burial account.
Council Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Council Terrio moves for
Actually, I have to
approval.
move for suspension of the rules first. Move for suspension of the rules.
Council Terrio moves for suspension of the rules. All those in favor? All those opposed? Council Terrio.
Move for approval.
Council Terrio further moves for approval. Under discussion.
No discussion.
No discussion. Any discussion from any of the members? Seeing none. On Council Terrill's motion that this matter be approved, all those in favor? All those opposed? Okay. Further communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $3,754.49 from Retirement Stabilization Fund Vacation Sick Leave Buyback account for the retirement of Alice LeBlanc of the Recreation Department.
Council Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for suspension of the rules.
Council Terrio moves for suspension of the rules. All those in favor? All those opposed? Council Terrio.
I also move for approval.
Council Terrio also moves for approval. Under discussion.
No discussion. Routine matter.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on a personal note, I just want to thank Ms. LeBlanc for all her years of service to the Recreation Department. I know I speak for a lot of people that say we're going to miss her over there. She did a wonderful job for a lot of years. Thank you. On Council Terrill's motion for approval, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to accept a donation of $6,000 from the GE Employee Good Neighbor Fund for the Police Department Summer Camp Program.
Council Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
Council Terrio moves for adoption. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just like to take this opportunity to thank the GE Employees Good Neighbor Fund for their very generous donation to our summer camp program for high-risk youths. This is extremely generous of them. Thank you.
Thank you. On Council Terrill's motion for adoption, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to authorize the revolving funds for fiscal year 2015 that are the same as 2014, except for the water backflow test fund. It is not proposed.
Council Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
Council Terrio moves for adoption. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the, each year, these revolving funds have to be reauthorized by, by law. So this is essentially, these are the same revolving funds that we use each year for departmental usage, and any department that takes in money from outside sources and such has to be able to reuse it. It's a routine matter. We have to reauthorize this every year at about this time.
Thank you. Councilor Eppley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to Councilor Turiel, what is the water backflow test fund?
Good question.
It's one that doesn't exist anymore, apparently, Councilor.
Sir.
Councilor Keefe.
Point of privilege, I could answer the question if you wish. Every sprinkler system in Massachusetts must have a check valve in it. So the water in the sprinkler system does not go into the public water supply. So water in sprinklers is there for years. It's never used, but it circulates. So what the backflow preventer does is a check valve that's in the basement of sprinkler systems especially, not in houses, but in sprinkler systems that shuts the water from going back out into the street, and it's required by state law. Have to have a license actually from the state to do it. I don't have a license, but you have to have a license. I don't do it.
I thank my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Terrio, I believe that the finance director would like to answer this question. If you'd waive the rules, allow her to speak.
Absolutely happy to.
Council Terrio moves to suspension of rules to allow Ms. Stanton to address the city council. All those in favor, show of 3 hands. Thank you.
Thank you, councilors. Just to clarify, this account was highlighted by our auditors as something that shouldn't necessarily be considered a revolving account. It should be part of the operating budget, so you'll see this in this year's operating budget moved. So it's not that there was a problem with the account, or Councilor O'Keefe's assessment is 100% correct. This is just a procedural matter where we're taking it out of a revolving and putting it in the operating. So you'll see that in this year's budget. You'll see it in your books.
I'm looking so forward to reading.
I know. It's exciting stuff, so just to clarify.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On Council Terrell's motion that this matter be approved, all those in favor, all those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have the mayor submitting an ordinance amending Chapter 46, Section 230 for sewer use charges to increase by 4% effective July 1st, 2014.
Councilor O'Keefe.
I move that to be referred to Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs for their review and recommendation.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on License, Order.
Co-posted.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir. Co-posted.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on License, Orders, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Any objections? Seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? The matter moves to committee. Further communications from the mayor.
We have the mayor submitting an ordinance amending Chapter 46, Section 66 for the water use charge to increase by 4% effective July 1st, 2014.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, members of the council, I move that this matter for the water be referred to Committee on Ordinances like the Legal Affairs for their review and recommendation. Co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Mr. Chairman, Councilor O'Keefe, co-posted?
Co-posted, yes, sir. Co-posted.
Thank you. Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on License, Orders, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? All those opposed? Mayor's informational page. None. Motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I believe this is a duplicate. We did this 2 weeks ago. So I just say we move on to the next one.
Thank you. Councilor Terrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, the year 2014, ordinance to amend ordinance relative to traffic. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap zones limited time by adding the following. Wisteria Street in front of number 9A for a distance of 20 feet, handicap parking tow zone. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by city charter.
Councilor Terrio, under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a resident who, basically, although he has off-street parking available, it's a very long walk for him from the off-street parking available to his place of residence, and this is in order to accommodate him.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none on Councilor Terrio's motion for adoption for first passage, all those in favor? All those opposed? Let the record reflect that Councilor Siegel has left the chamber. Councilor Terrio.
City of Salem, City Council, May 22nd, 2014, ordered that the monthly financial report dated April 30th, 2014 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Under discussion?
No discussion.
No discussion. Councilor Terrell's motion this matter be sent to the Committee on Administration and Finance. All those in favor? All those opposed? Let the record reflect that Councilor Siegel has rejoined us. Councilor Terrell.
President, City of Salem, City Council, May 22nd, 2014, ordered that the year-to-date budget report dated April 1st, 2014 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Councilor Terrell's under discussion?
No discussion.
On Councilor Terrell's motion that this matter be approved for adoption, all those in favor?
Thank you.
Committee reports. I should first ask, any further motions, orders, or resolutions? Seeing none. Committee reports. Councilor O'Keefe.
Committee reports. City
Wait a
Council.
second. Excuse me, Councilor. I have one.
Oh, all right.
I knew there was something on my desk I was supposed to be doing.
Robert McCarthy.
Thank you. City of Salem, City Council, May 22nd, 2014. Ordered that the Committee of the Whole meet to discuss the appointment or reappointments of the two Community Preservation Committee, discuss the appointments or reappointments to the Community Preservation Committee according to City Ordinance, Chapter 2, Section 2-1011, 6.
All in favor of acceptance of the report? Or the order, rather? All in favor? Remarks, Councilor, on the order?
Thank you. It was brought to my attention by the city clerk under Chapter 2, Section 2-1011, Membership and Terms, line 6 of the order, the ordinance that we adopted relative to the CPA committee. It reads as follows: 2 members appointed by the city council, 2 of the general public, or in the alternate, 1 member of the city council, recommended by the city council president, and 1 member of the general public, to be appointed for a term of 1 year and thereafter for a term of 2 years for appointments from the general public. So the committee was formed last year. We had a meeting. We elected not to appoint a member of the council. We appointed 2 members of the public who served the committee quite well. We have their information in front of us. But their appointments, according to the way it was set up, is for the first year initially. So we will have to reappoint them for 2 years, or reappoint anybody else, or if they don't wish to serve any longer, we'll have to have a conversation. But that's according to city ordinance. So we were going to have a committee of the whole meeting and bring the whole matter back up. So that's why this was brought in. I thank the city clerk for bringing it in. I thank her for whacking the podium so I remembered to bring it in.
Any member of the city council have a question of Council McCarthy on this order? Hearing none. All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Council McCarthy.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Committee reports. Councilor O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the City Council. May 22nd, 2014. The Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, to whom was referred the matter of a hearing on the denial of a taxi operator license for James Brandley, B-R-A-N-D-L-E-Y, has considered said matter and recommend that Mr. James Brandley taxi operator license be approved.
On acceptance report, all those in favor, all those opposed. On adoption of the recommendation, Councilor O'Keefe under discussion.
It was an executive session, and we asked I've asked Mr. Brandley to appear in case any member of the City Council would like to ask him, but it was an executive session, and really we shouldn't discuss the matter. But he's here if you have a question. We shouldn't do it, but we heard it in the committee. I recommended that he be given a license. He's sitting over there. Thank you.
Any further discussion by any member of the committee? Seeing none. On adoption of the recommendation, all those in favor? All those opposed? Good luck. Communications from city officials, none. Petitions.
We have a petition from National Grid to install a conduit on Columbus Avenue.
Hearing order June 12, 2014. Further petitions.
We have an invitation from the Salem Veterans Council inviting the City Council to the annual Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony of Remembrance on Monday, May 26th at 10 a.m., gathering on Commercial Street.
Councilor Epley.
I move that be received and filed, and also would encourage the public as well as our colleagues to attend.
Thank you. On Councilor Epley's recommendation, this matter be received and placed on file. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Just for the record, it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful event. It'll be the last time I get to see my son play at it, so I encourage everyone to come. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions.
We have a request from Adam Fitch to hold a road race and use of city streets on September 27, 2014.
Councilor Epley.
Mr. President, I move that this be granted.
On Councilor Epley's motion, this be granted. Any discussion?
No discussion.
No discussion? Any discussion from any other members? Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, I just want to comment on the fact that Mr. Fitch and this race, the Running Dead, taking advantage of the zombie craze, is it's one of the few road races organized in the city in the last few years that has listened to us in our request not to use the Derby Street, Essex Street area for their road races up at Gallows Hill. So I thank Mr. Fitch very much for taking that into consideration.
I would concur. When he approached us a few years ago, we encouraged him that way, and he took it and ran with it, and seems to be a great event, so good luck to him.
Mr. President, he literally ran with it.
Yes, he did. Thank you. On Councilor Epley's motion, this matter be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions. Let the record reflect that Councilor Gerard has left the chamber. Further petitions.
We have a request from the Salem YMCA to hold a road race and use of city streets on October 18, 2014.
Councilor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this be granted.
Councilor Epley moves that this matter be granted. Any discussion? Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, does Council Epley know what day of the week this is?
Mr. President,
I don't have a
no.
calendar.
I do not, offhand.
Can anybody tell me what day of the week this is?
Saturday.
When?
Saturday.
Saturday. Excellent day. Thank you.
That's right, I forgot, Councilor, we're working around the mass schedule now, I apologize, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, I'm aware of it now.
Well, there's one coming up, sir. No, don't
Okay.
hold your breath. Hold your breath, sir.
On holding. On Councilor Epley's motion, this matter be granted, all those in favor, all those opposed? Let Councilor Gerard know that she can re-enter the chamber. For the record, Councilor Gerard works for the YMCA, so she had to recuse herself. Further petitions?
We have a request from the Parents United of Salem to hold a road race and use of city streets on December 14th, 2014, and make-up date on December 21st, 2014.
Councilor Epley.
I move that that be granted as well, Mr. President.
Thank you on my behalf. Councilor Gerard,
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a point of personal privilege.
under discussion.
Well, last year, Councilor Turiel and I ran for our respective wards, and I'm happy to say that Ward 6 smoked him. And I look forward to that again. So, and this is a fantastic race, and hopefully a lot of people will come out and support the cause.
Thank you. Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, could I ask one of my colleagues what day of the week
I'm looking it up on my calendar right now.
December 14th is?
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, and what about December 21st?
1 week later. It's 1 week later.
Sunday.
Sunday. And what time is the application? 10 o'clock? 9 o'clock? What time? 9? No.
9 a.m.
9.
10.
No, it's 10.
No, it's
It is
10. Perfect. Wonderful, Counselor. Wonderful.
Councilor, we have been listening. We've been.
I
trying to
had,
get-
someone here's the message, yes, stay away from Hawthorne Boulevard.
Thank you so much,
Right.
Councilor. And thank you for Councilor Epley bringing in Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the third year this race has been held. I'll just speak, I've participated in it both years that they've run it so far. It has raised approximately $20,000 in the 2 years it's been held for autism-related research and services. We get very generous sponsorship from a lot of local businesses. The folks over at Finn's prepare a nice brunch for all the participants. There's the awards, the trophies in it are little miniature Festivus poles. And not that I've ever come even close to getting one of them, but it's a terrific event, put on entirely by volunteers, and all the services are donated, and it's been a terrific cause. I really enjoy having participated in it for 2 years. And yes, in fact, Councilor Gerard did take off and just dust me in the final sprint to the finish last year.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none. On Councilor Epley, thank you, Councilor. Motion that this matter be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions?
We have one license application for a tag day.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that it be granted, or refer to the committee on Ordinance like and legal affairs, but I really think we should vote on this tonight for the veterans. But at the same time, let me speak to the council. Councilor Heather Famico spoke to me about having appropriate identification when we have these tag days. And I agree with her. She briefly, and I have asked her to put together some guidelines that the committee could look at on ordinance, rights, and legal affairs to see who they are. The veterans will have overseas caps, and they will have special regalia on. They'll show they're veterans and what have you. But sometimes you'll go into some store and there's just someone there shaking a Dunkin' Donuts cup asking for contribution to some worthy cause at Salem High School. But we should have some uniform or cover or jersey or something. So I've asked her to work on that. But I really think we should grant this tonight if the committee would want to do it rather than have a meeting to discuss their application, the Polish. Now, this is the Polish Legion of American Veterans. Now, that's saying something. We have Franco-American, now we have the Polish. And I move that be granted tonight as a veteran, and move it tonight. Councilor Go probably sympathize with me. Move it to be granted tonight. Why hold it up?
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be granted, second by Councilor Legault. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor O'Keefe's motion this matter be granted, all those in favor, all those opposed? Further petitions?
We have license applications for public guide and taxi operators.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I'll start with public guide. John Joseph Feely, Shannon Mary O'Donnell, unless you want me to start.
Waive the reading.
I move they all be granted as contained in the minutes of the meeting tonight.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that all these matters be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed?
All the licenses now, all these licenses be granted.
That's right. Yep. Further petitions?
The license application of John Leone, taxi operator.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that John Leone's 44 Tracy Street, Peabody, be denied.
Councilor O'Keefe's motion that this matter be denied. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions?
We have a hearing request from John Leone on the denial of his taxi operator license.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President and members of the City Council, I move that the Committee on Ordinances, Licensing, and Legal Affairs hold an executive session to discuss Mr. John Leone's petition for relief from denial.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be referred to Committee on License or Legal Affairs for an executive session. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions?
We have one claim.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I'm member of the council. I move that this matter be referred to Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs for their review and recommendation.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on License or Legal Affairs. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions?
We have one constable bond.
Mr. President, I move that Lisa Pressman's bond be referred to Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs and returned approved.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be referred to the Committee on License, Order, Legal Affairs, and return approved. All those in favor, all those opposed. Unfinished business. Councilor Torrio.
We have second
sorry.
passage of an ordinance amending Traffic Chapter 42, Section 49, obedience to isolated stop signs on West Avenue.
Councilor Torrio.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move adoption for second and final passage.
Councilor Torrio moves for adoption, second and final passage. Any discussion?
No discussion.
Seeing none, all those in favor, all those opposed. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Traffic Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking zone limited time, repeal Flint Street in front of number 81.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption for second and final passage.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption by second and final passage. No discussion?
No discussion.
Seeing none, all those in favor, all those opposed. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Traffic Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking zone limited time, Federal Street in front of number 102.
Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption for a second and final passage.
Councilor Famico moves for adoption, second and final passage. Under discussion, seeing none. On adoption of the recommendation for second and final passage, all those in favor, all those opposed. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Traffic Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking zone limited time, repeal Summer Street in front of number 79.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move for adoption for second and final passage.
Councilor Siegel moves for adoption, second and final passage. Any discussion? No. Seeing none. On adoption for second and final passage, all those in favor, all those opposed. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Chapter 10, boats and waterways of the City of Salem.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I move for second and final passage of the ordinance amending Chapter 10, boats and waterways of the City of Salem ordinances.
Councilor O'Keefe moves for adoption, second and final passage. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? Councilor Gerard. I knew you were going to raise your hand, so I recognize you.
Thank you so much. As a point of personal privilege, just want to make an announcement that the Friends of Green Lawn are going to have a walk on the 31st at 10 a.m. And if you'd like more information, there's the Friends of Green Lawn Facebook page.
Thank you.
And that actually almost... Okay, I'll do it. There is also going to be a cleanup of the path from the HMA to the train station on Saturday morning beginning at 8:30. And that's a continuation of the Clean Salem, Green Salem cleanup that a group of us decided that we wanted to continue. So please come out and help, and we greatly appreciate the support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. Point of personal privilege. Just want to let everyone know at home, this Sunday kicks off Pride Month. Oh, next Sunday, June 1st, my apologies for that. At 11 a.m., we're doing a flag raising in Riley Plaza. Welcome anyone to join us. As you all know, we recently passed our anti-discrimination bill, and this once again, or ordinance rather. So this connects with that, once again, showing people we welcome all to the city of Salem.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Councilor O'Keefe?
Seeing none. Councilor O'Keefe?
The council stand adjourned.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that the meeting be adjourned. All those in favor, all those opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you.